Hobby English Lab. Long listen.
Welcome back to the Hobby English Lab. I am Mika.
And I am Alex. Good to have you here.
Today is a little different.
Yes, today we are not doing one short lesson.
We are going to have a long, relaxed conversation.
A long listen.
Exactly. You can listen while you walk, cook, clean your room, stretch, drink coffee, or pretend to clean your room.
Pretending to clean is one of my strongest hobbies.
I know. You are very advanced.
Thank you. I have years of experience.
In this episode, we are going to talk about weekend hobbies.
Cycling, cafes, hiking, gear, small problems, and small joys.
We will also talk a little about outdoor trends and why simple hobbies are becoming popular.
But do not worry. This is not a news program.
No serious news voice today.
I can try one.
Please do not.
In today's breaking news, Alex needs another coffee.
That is not breaking news. That is every day.
Fair.
If you are studying English, here is the goal for today.
Listen for useful phrases about hobbies, plans, feelings, and small problems.
You do not need to understand every word.
Just relax and follow the main idea.
And if you want to study later, you can use the PDF text and keyword list.
Great. The PDF is for study time.
And this audio is for relaxed listening time.
What about snack time?
That is your department.
Finally, a leadership role.
So today's theme is cycling, cafes, and weekend adventures.
The best kind of adventure.
Small enough to do on a weekend.
Big enough to need a snack.
Let us begin. Alex, when you hear the word hobby, what do you think of first?
I think of something I want to buy.
That is not the same thing.
It is often the first step.
Give me a real answer.
Okay, I think of time that belongs to me.
That is nice.
During the week, many people have work, school, family things, messages, meetings, and many small tasks.
Yes, a hobby gives you a different kind of time.
It says, for 1 hour, I am not only a worker or a student. I am a cyclist, a reader, a cook, a photographer, a bird watcher, or a person looking at camping gear I do not need.
That last one is very specific.
It is also very common.
True. I think weekend hobbies are powerful because they do not have to be perfect.
Yes, a hobby is not always about being good.
Sometimes it is about feeling a little more alive.
Or feeling a little less stressed by messages and work.
That is a useful phrase. I need a break from messages.
Very useful, also very real.
For English learners, hobby conversations are great practice.
Because people often ask simple questions.
What do you do on weekends?
Do you like hiking?
How often do you ride your bike?
What kind of coffee do you like?
Did you take any photos?
And the answers can be simple too.
I usually go for a walk.
I am trying to ride more.
I am not very good, but I enjoy it.
I just do it for fun.
That phrase is important.
I just do it for fun.
It is a relaxed way to talk about a hobby.
You do not need to sound like a professional.
Right. If someone says, "Are you good at cycling?" you can say, "Not really, I just do it for fun."
If someone says, "Are you a serious photographer?" you can say, "No, I just take photos for fun."
If someone says, "Are you a good cook?"
I say, "I can make toast with confidence."
That is not the same phrase.
but it is honest.
Honesty is good.
Toast is also good.
Another useful phrase is, I am getting into it.
Ah, yes. I am getting into cycling.
It means you recently started to like something more.
I am getting into hiking.
I am getting into coffee.
I am getting into bird watching.
I am getting into spending less money.
That is not a hobby. That is a dream.
A difficult dream.
Especially when hobbies have gear.
We will talk about gear later.
Good. I need help making smart choices.
Before that, let us talk about cycling. Alex, in one of our earlier episodes, you bought a road bike.
Yes, a beautiful road bike.
How is that going?
In my heart? Wonderful. For my legs? Complicated.
That means your legs hurt.
My legs, yes. Also my pride on hills.
Hills are honest teachers.
Too honest. A hill does not say, good effort, Alex. A hill says, why are you breathing like that?
Poor Alex.
Thank you. But cycling is still great.
What do you like about it?
I like the feeling of moving through a place slowly enough to notice things, but fast enough to feel free.
That is a good description.
In a car, you pass places quickly. On foot, you may not go very far. On a bike, you can visit a river, a small bakery, a park, and a cafe in one morning.
That sounds like your real goal is the cafe.
The cafe is not the goal.
Really?
The cafe is the reward at the end.
I see. The ride is the journey. The coffee is the happy ending.
Exactly.
There is a very useful phrase here. Let's stop for coffee.
Beautiful phrase.
It can mean many things.
It can mean, I want coffee.
It can mean, I need a break.
It can mean, I am pretending this was the plan.
And it can mean, please, I cannot climb another hill.
That one is common.
If you are cycling with a friend, you can say, do you want to stop for coffee?
Or, can we take a short break?
Or, I need to catch my breath.
Very useful. I need to catch my breath means I need a moment to breathe normally again.
You can use it after running, hiking, climbing stairs, or listening to Alex explain bicycle parts.
Bicycle parts are beautiful.
They are expensive.
Beauty often is.
Let us imagine a weekend ride.
Okay.
You and a friend start in the morning. The air is cool. You ride along a river. You see people walking dogs. You pass a small farmer's market.
I smell bread.
Of course you do.
I always notice bread when I ride.
Then the road starts to go up.
Oh no.
A little hill.
The word little is suspicious.
You climb slowly. Your friend says, almost there.
That is often a lie.
It is a kind lie.
Still a lie.
Finally, you reach a small mountain cafe.
Birds are singing. The chairs are outside. The menu says iced coffee and lemon cake.
You are happy.
I am a new person.
In English, you might say, this was worth the climb.
That is a great phrase.
Worth the climb means the good thing at the end made the hard part okay.
The view was worth the climb.
The cafe was worth the climb.
The lemon cake was worth the climb.
You really like lemon cake.
I respect lemon cake as important ride fuel.
Ride fuel.
It gives me energy.
That is not how sports nutrition works.
It helps my mood.
Fair.
For learners, cafe stops are useful because the English is practical.
You can say, can we sit outside?
What do you recommend?
Could we get some water?
Where is the restroom?
Can we pay separately?
That last one is very important with hobby friends.
Especially if Alex orders 2 cakes.
I order 1 cake and 1 backup cake.
That is 2 cakes.
Different roles.
Let us do a short cafe scene.
Nice, slow and natural.
I will be the customer.
And I will be the cafe staff, thinking about lemon cake.
Hi, can we sit outside?
Sure, you can sit at that table near the window.
Thank you. What do you recommend?
The iced coffee and lemon cake are popular.
Great. I will have an iced coffee and 1 lemon cake, please.
Of course, anything else?
Could we get some water too?
Sure, I will bring water to the table.
Thank you. Also, where is the restroom?
It is inside on the left.
Great. Thanks.
You are welcome. Are you cycling today?
Yes, we came from the valley.
Nice. That is a big ride.
Yes, the coffee is very necessary.
I understand completely.
That scene uses simple English, but it feels real.
Yes, you can use these phrases in many places.
A mountain cafe, a beach cafe, a city cafe, a small restaurant, or even a museum cafe.
I love a museum cafe.
Why?
Because after looking at serious art, I get hungry and need a sandwich in it.
That is your museum review.
5 stars for the sandwich.
Let us move from cycling to walking and hiking. Cycling is fun, but not everyone wants a road bike.
True, some people prefer walking.
Walking is one of the easiest hobbies to start.
You need shoes, a little time, and maybe a place that is not too hot.
And maybe a friend.
Or a podcast.
Or Hobby English Lab Radio.
Very smooth.
Thank you.
I think walking is underrated.
Underrated is a useful word. It means something is better than many people think.
Walking is underrated.
Stretching is underrated.
A good water bottle is underrated.
Quiet weekends are underrated.
Naps are not underrated. Everyone knows naps are wonderful.
True.
In our weekend hike episode, the useful English was about checking the route, talking about the weather, and asking if someone needs a break.
Phrases like, how long is the trail?
Is it steep?
Do we need hiking shoes?
Let's take a break here.
And the view is amazing.
That phrase is simple but useful.
Many learners want to say something beautiful in a travel moment.
But in real life, simple is enough.
Yes, the view is amazing. This place is so peaceful. I am glad we came.
I am glad we came is a warm phrase.
It means you are happy you decided to go.
You can use it after a hike, a class, a concert, a cafe visit, or even a dentist appointment.
A dentist appointment?
Maybe not happy, but glad it is finished.
That is different.
Fair.
Hiking and walking are also good for language learning.
Because your brain is moving but not too hard.
You can listen to English while walking.
You can repeat small phrases quietly.
If people look at you, just pretend you are on a phone call.
I do that. Sometimes I say, yes, yes, I understand, to no one.
That is a little worrying.
It is language practice.
Sure.
Let us talk about pace.
Good idea.
In hobbies and in language learning, people often want to go fast.
They want quick progress.
I want to become fluent by Tuesday.
That is not a plan.
It is a wish.
A very common wish.
But walking teaches you something. You do not have to run to move forward.
Nice.
You can say, I am taking it slowly.
This is a very useful phrase.
I am taking it slowly means I am not rushing.
I am taking English slowly.
I am taking cycling slowly.
I am taking hiking slowly.
I am taking my coffee very seriously.
That is not the same pattern.
But also true.
Another phrase, I am building the habit.
That sounds practical.
If you walk 10 minutes every morning, you are building the habit.
If you listen to English while making breakfast, you are building the habit.
If you ride your bike once a week, you are building the habit.
If you buy camping gear and never go camping, what are you building?
A big pile of things at home.
That is my next hobby.
Many hobbies come with gear.
My favorite and most dangerous topic.
Cycling has bikes, helmets, lights, gloves, bottles, pumps, and little computers.
Important little computers.
Running has shoes, socks, watches, belts, and special shirts.
Hiking has shoes, backpacks, jackets, maps, and snacks.
Camping has everything.
Camping gear stores are magical.
Magical for the store.
And dangerous for my wallet.
A good beginner phrase is, do I really need this?
Very useful.
At a store, you can ask, do I really need this for a beginner hike?
Or, is this necessary for a short ride?
Or, can I start with something simple?
That phrase is important.
Can I start with something simple?
It protects you from buying the professional version on day one.
Exactly.
I needed that phrase before buying cycling socks.
You bought cycling socks?
They said they were aerodynamic.
Socks?
I did not ask enough questions.
Let us practice store phrases.
Good. I will be a beginner shopper.
And I will be the calm store staff.
Hi, I am going on a short weekend hike.
Great. Do you need help choosing gear?
Yes, please. I am a beginner.
No problem. How long is the hike?
About 2 hours.
Then you do not need too much. Comfortable shoes, water, and a light jacket are a good start.
Do I really need hiking poles?
For this trail, probably not.
Good to know. Can I start with something simple?
Of course. This small backpack is light and easy to use.
Nice. Does it have space for snacks?
Yes, very important.
Perfect. I will take it.
That was a responsible shopping scene.
I was proud of myself.
You only asked about snack space once.
Growth.
Beginner confidence is important.
Yes. Many people feel nervous before trying a new hobby.
They worry, do I have the right gear?
Will I look silly?
What if I am slow?
What if I do not understand the rules?
English learners feel the same way.
They worry. Do I know the right words?
What if I make a mistake?
What if people speak too fast?
A useful phrase is, I am new to this.
Very natural.
At a bike shop, I am new to road bikes.
At a yoga class, I am new to yoga.
At a language exchange, I am new to this group.
At a cat cafe, I am new to meeting cats who may not like me yet.
Cats do not care if you are new.
They judge everyone equally.
Another phrase, could you explain that again?
Useful everywhere.
If the store staff says a technical word, you can say, could you explain that again?
If your cycling friend says cadence, derailleur, or tire pressure, you can say, could you explain that again?
If Alex says a strange joke, you can say, could you explain that again?
I may not be able to explain it, but you can ask.
Maybe do not use that phrase in a test.
Good advice.
Let us look at a light trend corner now.
News voice?
Gentle news voice.
I can do gentle.
We will see. Recently, I was reading about outdoor hobbies and travel experiences.
This is where we become serious.
Only a little serious.
Okay, I will hold my coffee with respect.
One outdoor industry report in 2026 said outdoor participation in the United States reached a very high number.
More people are getting outside.
Yes, but the same summary also said people may be going outside less often than before.
That is interesting.
It suggests something important. Many people like outdoor activities, but they may be casual participants.
Casual participant. That is a useful expression.
A casual participant is someone who joins sometimes, not all the time.
So, not a professional cyclist.
Right,
Not a mountain expert.
right.
Just someone who wants a nice walk, a little fresh air, and maybe lunch.
Exactly.
That sounds like me.
Another travel trend list for 2026 mentioned birdwatching, coffee culture, and workshops or skill-based experiences.
That sounds very hobby English lab.
It does. Birdwatching connects to our birdwatching walk idea.
Coffee culture connects to cafes and coffee tasting.
And workshops connect to cooking classes, pottery classes, yoga classes, and language exchange.
So our small hobby topics are not random.
No, they match a bigger shift.
People do not only want to see famous places, they want to do something.
Yes, learn something, taste something, make something, notice something.
That is a beautiful list.
And for language learners, hobbies are a good doorway into conversation.
Because you can talk about what you did, not just who you are.
Exactly.
I tried birdwatching last weekend.
I joined a pottery class.
I visited a local coffee shop.
I went for a short hike.
These are easy stories.
Small stories are powerful.
Not every conversation needs to be deep.
Right. You can build English confidence with small stories.
Let us make one.
Okay, give me a small weekend story.
Last weekend, I went for a bike ride. I planned to ride for 1 hour, but I stopped at a cafe after 20 minutes.
Why?
I saw a sign for cinnamon rolls.
Strong reason.
I sat outside, drank coffee, and watched other cyclists ride past me.
How did you feel?
Peaceful. Also slightly guilty.
That is a good story.
It has a beginning, middle, and pastry.
Every good story needs pastry.
Learners can copy this pattern.
Yes, let us show the pattern.
First, last weekend,
Last weekend, I went for a walk.
Second, I planned to.
I planned to walk for 30 minutes,
Third, but.
but I found a small cafe.
Fourth, so.
So I stopped for tea.
Fifth, it was.
It was quiet and relaxing.
That is a complete story.
Let us hear it all together.
Last weekend, I went for a walk. I planned to walk for 30 minutes, but I found a small cafe. So I stopped for tea. It was quiet and relaxing.
Very nice.
Much better than I did nothing.
Even if it was a small thing, you can make a small story.
And small stories are perfect for language exchange.
Speaking of language exchange, let us connect hobbies and people. Some hobbies are nice alone.
Reading, walking, photography, listening to music.
Some hobbies are easier with people.
Board games, language exchange, cycling groups, cooking classes.
And some hobbies are safer with people.
Hiking in unfamiliar places, long rides, camping.
When you join a group, English can feel scary.
Yes. You walk into a room and think, what do I say?
A simple first phrase is, "Hi, is this your first time here?"
That is friendly.
Or, "Have you been here before?"
If you are new, you can say, "It is my first time here."
We used that phrase in a cooking class episode.
Very useful. It invites help.
People often respond kindly.
Oh, welcome.
Do you need help?
We usually start over there.
Another phrase is, "How did you get into this?"
That is a great hobby question.
It means, "How did you start liking this?"
How did you get into cycling?
How did you get into bird watching?
How did you get into pottery?
How did you get into buying expensive socks?
Peer pressure from the bicycle internet.
Honest.
If someone asks me, "How did you get into cycling?" I can say, "I wanted a hobby that gets me outside."
Good answer.
Or, "A friend invited me."
Or, "I started during the pandemic and kept going."
Or, "I saw a beautiful bike and made a financial decision too quickly."
Maybe do not lead with that.
Good point.
Let us make a group ride scene.
Nice.
Hi, is this the beginner cycling group?
Yes, it is. Welcome. Is this your first time riding with us?
Yes, it is. I am a little nervous.
No worries. Today is a relaxed ride.
Great. How far are we going?
About 15 kilometers. We will stop at a cafe halfway.
That sounds perfect.
Do you have water?
Yes, I do.
Great. If you need a break, just let us know.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Happy to help. We ride together.
We ride together is a nice line.
It sounds like a movie.
A very slow movie with coffee.
My favorite genre.
The key phrase here is, "If you need a break, just let us know."
You can use this in many group activities.
If you need help, just let us know.
If you have a question, just let me know.
If you feel tired, just tell me.
These phrases create safety.
Yes, they make people feel welcome.
That is one reason hobby English is useful. It is not only vocabulary, it is kindness.
Nicely said.
Thank you. I have one serious sentence per episode.
Use it wisely.
Too late.
Before we go to the slow replay, I want to talk about side quests.
Side quests? Like in a game?
Yes, a side quest is a small extra adventure.
I love this idea.
A weekend hobby does not always need one big plan.
You can have a main plan and a small side quest.
For example, your main plan is a bike ride,
And the side quest is finding a new cafe.
or your main plan is a walk,
And the side quest is taking 3 photos.
or your main plan is a farmer's market.
And the side quest is trying one fruit you have never bought before.
That is a good side quest.
Unless it is very strange fruit.
Strange fruit can be a story.
True. I bought a strange fruit and did not know how to eat it is a strong conversation starter.
Small side quests are useful for English too.
Because they give you something to talk about.
I found a small bakery.
I saw a beautiful bird.
I took a photo of an old sign.
I talked to a person at the market.
These are simple sentences, but they feel real.
And they are easier than talking about big life plans.
Exactly.
Big life plans are difficult in any language,
Sometimes in your native language too.
especially on Monday morning.
Let us talk about farmers' markets.
Good, I am ready.
A farmer's market is a good hobby place because it has many small conversations.
You can ask, are these local?
What do you recommend?
Can I try a sample?
How should I cook this?
That last question is important with strange fruit.
Very important.
Farmers markets are also good for listening practice
Why?
because conversations are short. You hear a price, a recommendation, maybe one friendly comment.
Yes, you do not have to keep a long conversation going.
You can smile, ask one question, and buy strawberries
A perfect language exchange.
with snacks.
Another quiet hobby is bird watching.
Birdwatching is interesting because it sounds calm, but people can get very excited.
Yes, a bird appears and suddenly everyone whispers loudly.
Is whispers loudly possible?
In bird watching, yes.
Look, over there, no, not that branch, the other branch.
That is accurate.
For English learners, birdwatching gives simple observation phrases.
I can hear a bird.
I can see something in the tree.
What kind of bird is that?
It has a red head.
It is bigger than I expected.
It flew away.
That last one is the most common bird watching sentence.
Very true. I am excellent at seeing birds 1 second too late.
Then photography can help.
Unless the photo is just a blurry leaf.
That can also be art.
Thank you. My camera roll is full of blurry photos.
Photography is another good hobby for small English stories.
You can say, I took this photo near the river.
I liked the light.
I tried to take a picture of a bird, but it flew away.
This one is a little blurry, but I like it.
That is a very useful sentence for life too.
What do you mean?
This is a little blurry, but I like it. That describes many weekend photos.
Beautiful and easy to understand.
Thank you.
Let us make a side quest story.
Okay, I will start.
Use easy English.
Last Saturday, I went for a short bike ride. I planned to ride along the river, but I saw a small farmer's market, so I stopped. I bought strawberries and talked to a friendly seller. It was not a long ride, but it became a good morning.
That is excellent.
Thank you. Also, in the real version, I bought a cinnamon roll.
Of course.
Your turn.
Last Sunday, I went for a walk in the park. I planned to listen to music, but I heard birds in the trees. So I stopped and watched them for a few minutes. I did not know the names of the birds, but I enjoyed the quiet moment.
Very nice.
Notice that these stories are not dramatic.
No bears, no broken bicycles, no surprise snack emergency.
Snack emergency.
Sometimes you really need a snack,
The stories are small, but they are real.
and they are easy to share.
If you are learning English, try collecting small stories.
Not perfect stories, small stories.
One sentence is okay.
I found a new cafe.
2 sentences are better.
I found a new cafe. The coffee was strong.
3 sentences become a story.
I found a new cafe. The coffee was strong. I want to go back.
That is enough.
That is also my weekend plan now.
Let us do one guided practice before the slow replay.
This is still relaxed, no pressure.
Imagine a simple weekend hobby.
Maybe walking.
Maybe cycling.
Maybe visiting a cafe.
Maybe going to a bookstore.
Maybe doing nothing, but doing nothing beautifully.
We can work with that.
Good.
First sentence. Last weekend,
Last weekend I went to a bookstore.
Last weekend, I tried a new cafe.
Last weekend I went for a short walk.
Second sentence. I planned to.
I plan to buy one book.
I planned to drink coffee and read.
I plan to walk for 20 minutes.
Third sentence. But
But I found 3 books I wanted.
the cafe was full.
But it started to rain.
Fourth sentence, so.
So I bought 2 books and took a photo of the third.
So I went to a small bakery instead.
So I stopped under a tree and listened to the rain.
Fifth sentence, it was.
It was a little expensive, but fun.
It was not my plan, but it was nice.
It was quiet and peaceful.
Now let us combine one.
Last weekend I went to a bookstore. I planned to buy 1 book, but I found 3 books I wanted. So I bought 2 books and took a photo of the third. It was a little expensive, but fun.
Very natural.
And very realistic.
Let us combine another.
Last weekend I went for a short walk. I planned to walk for 20 minutes, but it started to rain. So I stopped under a tree and listened to the rain. It was quiet and peaceful.
That one is lovely.
Thank you. No pastry, but still lovely.
You can add pastry later.
I usually do.
The point is this. You do not need advanced grammar to tell a warm story.
You need time words, simple verbs and feelings.
Last weekend.
I went.
I planned.
But
So,
it was.
that is enough.
And if you want to make it longer, add details.
Where was it?
Who were you with?
What did you see?
What did you eat?
Alex always adds that question.
It is important for memory.
For your memory or your stomach?
They work together.
Let us slow down now.
This part is for relaxed listening.
We will repeat some useful phrases from today's conversation.
You can listen, you can repeat, or you can just let the English pass through your ears.
First phrase, I just do it for fun.
I just do it for fun.
I am not very good at cycling. I just do it for fun.
I am not a serious photographer. I just take photos for fun.
Second phrase, I am getting into it.
I am getting into hiking.
I am getting into coffee.
I am getting into bird watching.
Third phrase, let's stop for coffee.
Let's stop for coffee.
Let's take a short break.
I need to catch my breath.
Fourth phrase, this was worth the climb.
The view was worth the climb.
The cafe was worth the climb.
The lemon cake was worth the climb.
Of course.
Always.
Fifth phrase, I am taking it slowly.
I am taking English slowly.
I am taking cycling slowly.
I am building the habit.
Sixth phrase, can I start with something simple?
Can I start with something simple?
Do I really need this?
Is this necessary for a short ride?
Seventh phrase, I am new to this.
I am new to road bikes.
I am new to hiking.
I am new to this group.
Eighth phrase, could you explain that again?
Could you explain that again?
Could you say that more slowly?
Could you show me how to use it?
Ninth phrase, how did you get into this?
How did you get into cycling?
How did you get into bird watching?
How did you get into coffee tasting?
10th phrase, if you need a break, just let us know.
If you need help, just let me know.
If you have a question, just ask.
If you feel tired, we can stop.
These phrases are simple,
But they are useful in real conversations.
and they are connected to real hobbies.
Cycling, walking, hiking, cafes, gear, and friendly groups.
If you listened until here, great job.
You just spent a long time with English and
You do not need to remember everything.
just choose one phrase you like.
Maybe I just do it for fun.
Or I am taking it slowly.
Or let's stop for coffee.
That one is my favorite.
I know. Before we finish, think about your own weekend.
What is one small hobby you enjoy?
It does not have to be impressive.
It can be walking to a park,
Making coffee.
taking photos,
Reading a few pages of a book.
visiting a farmer's market,
Watching birds from your window.
fixing your bike.
Or trying a new class.
Then try to make one small English story.
Use this pattern.
Last weekend,
I plan to.
but
So,
it was,
for example, last weekend I went for a walk. I planned to walk for 30 minutes, but I found a small cafe, so I stopped for tea. It was quiet and relaxing.
very nice.
Now your turn.
You can say it out loud, write it down, or just think it.
And remember, small stories are enough.
Small hobbies are enough.
Slow progress is still progress.
And sometimes the cafe is the destination.
Thank you for listening to Hobby English Lab Radio.
If you want to study this episode, download the PDF text and keyword sheet.
Listen again when you want gentle English in the background.
Or when you need a little encouragement on a hill.
We will be here.
With coffee.
And maybe lemon cake.
Definitely lemon cake.
See you next time.
Bye.